Hi everyone, my name is Kristen Adair. I am 27 years old, almost 28, it's coming up. I live right here in the desert, Arizona, and I absolutely love it. I have amazing family and friends that support me, so I want to say thank you to all of you. You know who you are, but thank you so much for all the support and standing by me through this, and I really appreciate everything that you're doing for me, so thank you very much. This is my very first video, and I just kind of wanted to give a background, kind of my story, what's going on with me and what led me to this point of making this blog and these videos. So, growing up in grade school, I was always very, very skinny. I was tall, lengthy, skinny. I knew there was something a little bit different about me. I didn't know what, but in gym or dance, anytime I had to change for those kinds of classes, I would never do it in the locker room in front of the other kids. I always took my clothes, went into the stall, and pretended I was using the restroom in order to change my clothes. I just felt like I looked different than everybody else, and I didn't know why. Maybe it's because I was so skinny. So I used to take weight gainer to try to gain weight. Never worked, so I just kind of dealt with it. I always tried to, if I could, get my mom to write me a note to get out of, field day or anything that required any kind of physical activity at school, because I just didn't like it. It didn't make me feel good. I felt like I couldn't do it. I was just too wimpy and too weak, and it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel good. Anytime I could, I'd try to fake a bellyache to get out of PE class. I'd do it right before the bell rang, so that way they sent me to the nurse's office and I could just stay there and eat crackers and pretend like my tummy hurt until I knew that PE was over, so that way I could go back to class and not have to call my mom to come get me. So obviously that's not normal, but I just kind of dealt with it. And when I was 16, my mom took me to my very first gynecologist appointment. Before this, of course, my parents had always been taking me to my regular pediatric exams, checkups. Anytime I was sick, I'd go to the doctor. My parents were wonderful. There was no neglect on their part whatsoever. So at 16, my mom took me to the gynecologist for my first gyno appointment. And it was there that the doctor examined me and said, "Oh, you have Pectus Excavatum." And I'm like, well, that's a foreign language. What is that? And she said, well, basically your ribs, your chest caves inwards. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what's been wrong with me this whole time. That's why I look different. No one else has that. And I got all freaked out, and she said, don't worry. It's mainly just a cosmetic thing. A lot of actors will have it, or actresses, and they just will have their ribs cracked and put back together the right way. But it's just a cosmetic thing, so if you're not in the limelight, then why worry about it? So I said, oh, okay. Well, at least I know that I have that condition, but it's just cosmetic. I'm not in the limelight, so why fix it? So I went on with my life. I've never been able to participate in sports. I've tried, tennis, kickball when they make you do softball in school. I can't run. I have no stamina. I have a hard time breathing. As you can see now, I'm very short of breath. It's been like that my whole life, but pretty steady. And I had no idea that this could be anything that was affecting me physically until just recently. So a few years ago, I started noticing that, going up one flight of stairs even, I was just panting. I don't have a lot of stamina. I'm tired all the time. I can't run. I always tell people when we're crossing the street on a crosswalk, now before we cross, I hope you know I don't run. So let's make sure that we have enough time to get across while we're walking, because I don't run, because I can't. And I decided to, well, maybe I don't have the best cardiac function, because maybe I don't do enough cardio, I don't work out enough, maybe I need to be more active. So I got a gym membership, and I started going religiously. I'd say 3 to 4 times a week on average. I started doing yoga with my girlfriend Nicole. So hi Nicole, I know you're watching. So I did that. I've been doing, yoga, Pilates, trying to go on the treadmill. Anytime I do any kind of physical class at the gym or anything like that, it's like within 30 seconds I am bright red, dripping sweat, out of breath, can barely breathe. I feel like I'm at my breaking point, which I don't think is normal. So I've been doing that religiously for at least a year and a half at the gym. I've been also trying to do a spin class, which, I can't go on the treadmill. I can't run more than about 15 seconds on a treadmill, and then I have to stop, and I'm just trying to catch my breath, and I have to actually get off the treadmill. So treadmill isn't really a good thing for me. I've done spin class. I have actually made it through spin class. However, I feel like I'm about to pass out the whole time. I get lightheaded, dizzy. I start having stomach cramping. I just can't breathe. And at certain points during spin class, I've noticed that the teacher will slow it down, and she will say to the class, okay, this is where your heart rate should be back to normal now. Well, then we're going to bring it back up. And I'm thinking to myself, really? Because my heart's about to just jump out of my chest. It's not at normal rate. So that can't be right. So I've been doing that, and after doing this for so long, you would think I would have, I would start feeling better. I'd be more physically fit, more stamina, but it's just getting worse. So on top of my shortness of breath, I have the shortness of breath walking to the mailbox, talking to somebody, just having the normal conversation. It's pretty much a constant thing all day, every day. I'm having severe sharp chest pains. They're usually on this side, and they've been traveling to this side a little bit lately. And it will happen when I'm just sitting on the couch watching TV. Out of nowhere, it will just, boom, hit me, and it hurts. My arms have not gone numb, and if they had, I would have gone to the emergency room. But I know that's a classic sign of heart attack, so I've been careful to watch for that, but that hasn't happened yet. My heart races out of control all day long. It feels like it's pounding out of my chest, and that's a constant feeling all day, every day. It's just boom, 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 and I feel like it's jumping out. It's so hard and so loud in my head. That's all I can feel and hear is just my heart rate pulsing and going out of control. I do get this pinching feeling in my lung. It's on my left side usually, and it's anytime I take, well, it's not anytime, but it doesn't happen all the time. If I breathe, it will pinch, and I can't breathe any further. I have to stop. And then when I breathe out, I have to stop at a certain point because it will pinch again. So I have to just take short little breaths until that goes away, and then usually I'll feel like a pop, and it will just kind of go away, like something went back into place. I don't know what that is. I'm always cold, which I guess is a circulation problem because I'm not getting enough circulation, so I am always cold. Even in situations where people around me are sweating, besides the gym. Gym, I do get hot. But in normal settings, office settings, I'm always freezing. No one else is. What else am I having? Difficulty at night. It is becoming very hard to lay flat. I feel all this tight pressure on my chest. So my primary care doctor gave me Xanax until I can get all this figured out. So she told me to take that if I'm having trouble falling asleep because of the pain or any discomfort or anything like that. So I try not to take that because I don't like to take things, but I'm taking that if it's necessary. I am feeling a lot of, I don't know what these veins are that run through your neck here, but it's usually my right side here. It's just very, very tight. Feels like it's stretching and pulling. And I'm having a lot of just like somebody strangling me type of pressure. And this has been going on for a while, and I'm starting to get concerned about it. So that's when I started to do my research and found out that a lot of these signs and symptoms tie back into Pectus excavatum. Now, in 2008, I did have breast augmentation because my chest was completely uneven. So I had 75 cc's difference in each one to make my chest even, and that basically has helped to completely mask my deformity. So people that know me, don't know that I have this, and if you see me in a bathing suit or just in regular clothes, I look normal for the most part. You wouldn't think I had this, but that's because that's what that was for, is to help the cosmetic effect, which I'm perfectly happy with. I have no issues with the way I look cosmetically. It's just the physical part is starting to kick in. Basically, I'm just now doing some research, and I've been finding it very difficult to find anything online for females. Apparently, Pectus excavatum is mainly found in males. Rarely in females. It happens, but it's greatly in males, and that's why I'm having such a hard time finding a lot of female information. So once I started looking things up, I decided to contact some doctors and kind of start some testing and go from there. I had a lot of questions as far as I am almost 28. And I don't have any children yet. I would like to have children, but then now I'm starting to worry if that's even a possibility. If this has been damaging my heart, my lungs, or what's been going on inside my body that I don't know about. So it's been really scary, and I have a lot of stress lately. So this is kind of where this blog is. That's why I have this blog, is because I want to kind of help to get the word out for females. I know how hard it was for me to find information, so I want to make it easier for the next person that goes through this, to maybe this can help ease some of their worries or questions. It's also very hard for a woman to know that she has this if she's not experiencing the physical aspect, the heart and the lungs and all the symptoms, because if you are naturally gifted in the chest area, it could also be very hard to see that you have Pectus excavatum. So that's why also it's hard to see. I tried the best I could with the pictures. I'll show you later, but it's easier to see in a male, obviously, because they don't have anything in the way. So it's harder for females. So in any case, that's why this blog is here, to help anybody that comes along after me. And I plan on going over my appointments and my testing and my results and pictures and my process of selecting a doctor and a procedure, and taking you through the whole process with me. And then also, once I have my procedure, I am going to try to get my boyfriend to videotape every day after, so you can kind of see what's going on and how it is. So I hope that you enjoy my videos and my blog, and thank you so much, and share with everybody you know, because the more people that know about this and the more people you spread it to, the better. So stay tuned, and this is my first but not my last. So see you later.